Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. I was talking to somebody the other day about the U.S. immigration process, specifically the K-1 fiancé visa process, and it was an interesting conversation because it sort of concluded with a little bit of, I don't know if hostility is the right word, but just it left kind of a bad taste in my mouth because somebody said, well, why can't I do this on my own, in a very sort of hostile way. And I continued to answer their questions. I thought I was being pretty nice, but after I got off the phone, I was sitting there and this person, I don't know if they just didn't like that the system was the way it was or what, but essentially the reason I'm making this video is sometimes people get sort of angry at folks in my position that, you know, are a practitioner of, for example, U.S. immigration law, and they're just mad at the system, but they think that somehow because, you know, it's my job and therefore in a way I sort of benefit from the Byzantine nature of the system, whatever, they sort of think that I'm somehow in cahoots on all this. Well, first of all, I'm not. But secondly, the better question to ask, rather than get upset about why does the K-1 take so long? Why is it so difficult? Why are there all of these processes and protocols associated with it? It's not just one unified, you know, process that I can just deal with. The better question to ask, I think, is, look, I look at it much like tax returns. Okay, and I have a license in the tax court in the United States. I do advise and assist people with taxes from time to time, but not on an individual level, because quite honestly, it's not the thrust of our firm. But the point of this video is, it's like tax returns. A K-1 visa application is similar. You can do it yourself. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't begrudge anybody doing it, but it depends on your priorities. Do you really want to become an expert on the K-1 visa process, something you're never going to deal with again, and something that if you don't have assistance, especially Thailand specific, I'm pretty much only doing K-1s out of Thailand now. I don't really even take cases outside of the country because quite honestly, the process is different. I don't like dealing with a different embassy. I kind of prefer to just deal with what I know. That said, I can still do cases. I still occasionally will take cases, Cambodia, sometimes cases involving Burmese, Myanmar nationals. Again, different cases are going to be different, and I may or may not take them depending on the circumstances. But long story short, do you really want to become an expert on the K-1 process? Or do you want to get your loved one into the United States? And there's a real argument to be said that, look, it's better to have somebody assist you. Now, I understand cost can be an issue. I also understand that some people just like to do things on their own. So at the end of the day, it is at your discretion what you ultimately want to do. But I think it is a valid question. Do you really want to become an expert on the K-1? And even beyond that, you're only an expert on it how you went through it, because later cases are going to be different. You know, the situation changes. I think there's a strong argument to be made for contacting a legal professional and gaining some insight and guidance into how best to proceed.